All right, so we got to see our very first non-Night Raid Taigu user in the show, and so I have to ask. Well, Mike has probably seen it too. Is it as much as the evil-looking All Might doppelgangers
Is
I
this
described
count
last?
All Might?
It's at least close.
Oh yeah, in the head it's real bad. And I didn't realize it until after Crow said it when I watched it with him, and I was like, you got a point.
It's legit. It's like All Might but evil.
So I was just like, is this kind of like a video of All Might trying to murder Deku? It's like, kind of like, yeah, it is what it is. But all right, so we're starting to learn a little bit more about the characters, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But I guess I should ask a couple favorite moments, stuff like that. Sal, you could go ahead first.
That whole fight with Akame and discount All Might.
Yeah, you're actually starting to see to get fights in these. One thing I will say, because you have a character that can literally kill something in one hit, you don't have a ton of like 5-minute to 10-minute long fights, but when they do them, they're awesome.
Also, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something I appreciate. Mike?
I was gonna say the fight too. Also, just kind of the exposition dump of all the Imperial arms was very. It was meat and potatoes, but it was good meat and potatoes.
That was something. Oh boy, am I gonna have?
Yeah, this is like dumped all that at you.
That whole spiel, you have to remember for later on the show, because I'm going to have one of the most. It's not even a mad rant. I just wanted to be a fly on the wall in the room when an Imperial arms that gets introduced later is like, so you mean to tell me this elderly aged old king that wanted to defend his empire at all stakes made this Imperial arms? This old guy did this, and you're gonna see it in like 6 episodes.
Oh God.
It does not take long. I'm just like, okay, what was going on? This was made without his knowledge. There's no way he had planned for this.
How ridiculous is this arms?
Its weapon form is something you could buy in an all-purpose store today.
Okay.
Like, I could guarantee you would know at least 30 people that own what the weapon looks like. Not what it does, but what it looks like. Just in your regular everyday life, you could walk past 30 people that own this.
Is it as out of place as Tatsumi's outfit?
Yeah, even it's worse.
Oh God,
it's 1,000 times worse. Oh yeah, it's just like where it can only be used by the person that has it. It is used by, like, I mentioned in an earlier episode that there's a borderline Persona character that comes in later. They're the one that
I was thinking about that, like, yo, where is this Persona?
They come in like, I want to say episode like 10. It's like 10 or 11. It's right around halfway through the show, and they just show, and they have the most just out of place name ever. Everything about this character is like, where did you come from? She fits in perfect, but it's like, what? Where did you come from? She's more out of place than Tatsumi is, like, look wise, but she fits in better than Tatsumi ever like did at first. I'm just like, I want to know the thought. I want to know the thought process behind this character. I love this character, but I want to know the thought process. So, I have to say that the process behind making Imperial arms, or at least they're called Taigus. I don't know why they changed them, but it's one of the coolest things that I've seen in an anime so far. Like, they just got a big group of people together and went, go slaughter some stuff, and we're going to make weapons to defend the kingdom. Because I can't do it for forever.
Yeah, I do like that concept. And it's always cool when anime combines like living organisms with weapons, but not in a creepy way like Evangelion.
there's two ways that they could do that, and then there's like the middle ground, which I would say Akame is the middle ground. You get the bad end, which is like, I should say it's done creepily and Evangelion, and then you get the other end, which is Soul Eater, which is great, but it just makes for some awkward situations. But it's still good, man. That at some point, just to see when it falls off the cliff, because Mike, you said you have not finished it. At some point, like if we're still doing this, like a year later, I want to do Soul Eater.
Oh, we'll get. I'm sure we'll
I
get
don't
there
mind
eventually.
rewatching Soul Eater and remember why I don't like the anime.
All right, then that's the plan. Later on, we were doing Soul Eater because
Soul
this.
Eater.
Mike was mentioning earlier that like the not skipping the intro. Like I will wholeheartedly say that I will never find an intro that I like more than Sororio Days. But I will wholeheartedly admit that there is no better intro and intro cinematic combo better than the first part of Soul Eater. That thing is off the charts.
I was gonna say I like
easily
both.
fight that claim.
I like both Soul Eater openings, but yeah, the first one just
The first one's
just
good,
hits.
but like there's better anime opens.
I've not seen all of them, but at the current moment, you've seen a lot more anime than I have. But at the current moment,
That's
Soul
why I'm
Eater's
like,
up
I will
there.
easily fight that.
Anyway, so I have to ask the characters' names in my notes. Oh my gosh. All right. So what out of the now that you've gotten some explanation behind the Imperial arms that are in Night Raid, what is your favorite Imperial arms of the Night Raid users? Even though you haven't seen Crosstail get used really, that's like about outside of like, no, you did. You saw it in that one episode where he slices that chick in the cave. Mike, you go first. What's your first one, your favorite one so far?
I think my favorite one, like because of the presentation, are the I forget what the string one's called.
Crosstail.
Yeah, Crosstail is kind of my favorite.
It does a lot cooler stuff later on. Love does some ridiculous shit in the fight later in the way ass end of the series. It's great. Sal?
I like pumpkins because when they explain it, I don't know why. The first thing that came to my mind, like, is this like from Ruby, like Yang and like Adam's like semblances of it? Like, the more endangered they are, the more like powerful.
I suppose she takes more damage than she
in
does
a way,
more back.
like it was
kind of like that.
It's just like my mind said one to that. I was like, is this a Ruby discount?
Well, when did I gotta think? When did Ruby came? They would have came out around the same time.
I was just like, huh.
Yeah, you want to see some real bad
comments,
stuff.
Obviously, I thought like it was interesting.
Yeah,
there's like one more in depth with that.
Yeah, Akame's is great, and I always love when they bring up that like, yeah, man, that weapon's got to be great. There's some real drawbacks. What? I can't clean it.
I thought that was pretty
big. For the record, Ruby came out in 2013, and the manga for Akame ga Kill was 2010.
2010. Okay.
Yeah, so probably like an inspiration type of.
There was an inspiration. You want to see some inspiration for Ruby? Watch Soul Eater.
Yeah.
Like even the scythe wielder, the main death scythe in Soul Eater voices the second main scythe user in Ruby. They're both voiced by Vic Mignogna at first, and they both have red as a main color.
Yeah, Vic Mignogna used to voice like everything, so
it's a lot. And like I saw Soul Eater second, so I was just watching it through like, holy crap. If they're so both good in their own rights, that happens a lot, so I'm not saying anything either way. But so we got to see their first fight with an Imperial arms user, and you got to see the uses of it. And we get to see that thing gets used for fan service twice. This is the first time. But yeah, you're getting to see that again, just how bad the Capitol is. We're going to have one person do like all of the executions until he's mentally unraveled. Yeah. And they do some other stuff with that in the freaking manga. And it's it's still really good so far. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I can't wait till we get later when stuff starts quote unquote changing a little.
When stuff
The
hits
thing
the fan.
when stuff hits the fan, like, but I will admit, I've gotten to the part where they said stuff changed and the manga is better. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Everyone that said the manga was better and that it's trash and this is trash comparatively, oh boy, did you over exaggerate, and it is nowhere near as bad as the translation as y'all made it out to be. All they did was not put one arc that was not that great.
Oh,
This
okay,
anime
good.
is great. This anime
Right.
is great, and it is insanely faithful. Y'all can be quiet. That's just going to be the end of that conversation. But outside of that, you got to see like the cooking, all that, and then this fight at the end, which I have to. They didn't really mention Korome at all before this. So I just assume both of you are smart enough to realize who Korome is.
Yeah, I assumed that's who she was from the brief flashback that we saw episodes ago.
Yeah.
So you guys got to see what Korome looks like. Now we're gonna do some guesswork here. What did I tell you that Akame means?
Remind me again what
Red eyes.
Oh, okay.
You saw Korome's character model. What do you think Korome's name means? It means black eyes.
Mm.
They're very creative. They're very on point, and I appreciate it because there are both two cool names that I'm shocked didn't show up in Ruby somewhere. It's fine. So I have to ask: were you shocked when she I won't hesitate, bitch, the second Patty came at her as Korome?
A little bit. I was like, oh, okay. I know, like, I was like, I know you're a assassin, but like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a shock, but then I realized, oh wait, that's just her character. She would do whatever is necessary.
Yeah. It's not going to come to a shock that the character whose name is in the title of the anime probably has the best story arc in the entire anime. But yeah, some of the crap that her and Korome down the road do is awesome. And
are we going to see more flashbacks?
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot more. They flesh out those two. Yeah, they probably get Akame, obviously, because it's just the head of the. Again, her name's not the title of the anime, but they get a lot more.
She's supposed to be the main character.
She is supposed to be the main character. Again, it's one of the most weirdest plot devices ever. We see Akame's point of view through other characters. I'm having a hard time thinking of another anime that went, she is the main character, but your way of seeing everything of her is through her interactions and how she thought of other people.
It's not a bad point of view. It's actually kind of refreshing.
It is. You have the self-insert kind of ish character, Tatsumi, being the. It's weird. It's hard to describe because I try to describe it to people and I never do a good job of it. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're not in the plot heavy stuff yet. It's gonna at the end of this recording session, most likely, it's going to be a lot more to talk
heavy.
about. Yeah,
Right now, it feels like we're watching a really good but still monster of the week kind of anime.
Oh yeah, and it stays that for a while. It starts to become, oh cool, that character got introduced. Start the clock. Monster of the Week is very much a thing later on. Is there any sort of questions whatsoever? If you don't, it's fine, but figure I should ask each time.
I think I'm good for now, except a quick reminder about Korome. Are she and Akame are sisters?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't feel I'm spoiling anything if I make that completely known. Yes, they are sisters. And Akame is the older one. I don't remember what their age difference is, but yes. And they grew up out of the capital before that whole shindig with her meeting the boss went down. But yeah.
Yeah.
And there'll be fallout from that later, and it's glorious. The show's really good. It's like, I don't mean it like I'm one of those people, judging from the fact that I have like over 340 hours in Horizon. I can watch something multiple times and still enjoy it. But this will be my third time watching Akame the whole way through in less than a year and a half, and I'm still having fun with it.
Damn.
Like, like I said at the press period I went through, and then I told Crow, and then I went to Mike. I'm like, I know we have some stuff on the list, but for the love of God, can we bump up Akame? He's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, it's all yours after that. We're doing that afterwards. But yeah. All right. I guess if you guys don't really have anything else, we can get on to the next one, because we're 2 away from where the second bet starts.
Ooh.
And one away from where you guys have to lock your answers in for who you think Tatsui's gonna end
I
up
might
with.
be jumping ahead, but based on the explanation of what the weapons, when they said like it's 2 Imperial weapons fight, one of them dies, I was just like, this is gonna come up later. And I don't know what to feel about it. Fucking Mom, pick me up, I'm scared.
I love this. Yeah. Yeah, it's there's fights later, and we'll see.
Because they made sure to specifically said that part, and I was like, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah, they go out of their way to go, some shit's gonna happen, and we will get there. I will just say we will get there. I'm not going to attempt to spoil or classify anything, because I want you guys to get this as dry as possible, outside of the one where I said, like, with Korame, because that is you haven't even corked open the barrel with all that stuff
yet.
Yeah, but all right. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can find me all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. Look for us on Podchaser. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. You can also find us on the Banana Meter website. And
that's a new one.
And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
All right. And Masao?
You can follow me on Twitter at Kiva028.
All right, awesome. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero. This will not matter when this comes out, because that game will probably be out for like 4 months. But man, I can't wait for Horizon Forbidden West. All right, we will see you guys next time. Bye.